Migrant crossings at the southern border are down about 40% since early June. So says the Department of Homeland Security. The Biden administration attributes the drop to the White House's executive action restricting asylum claims. According to the DHS, the weekly average number of border crossings has fallen to about 2,400 per day. In comparison, Border Patrol agents were averaging about 3,800 daily migrant encounters last month. On Wednesday, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas toured border facilities near Tucson, Arizona. He says despite what he calls a success, his department still needs help from Capitol Hill.
We have been under-resourced for decades. We need timely funds to hire more agents, officers, and support personnel, to buy, install, and maintain more technology, hire more judges to move cases faster. Only Congress can provide these funds.
CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez joins us now. Camilo, paint a broader picture for us, if you could. I mean, the administration's obviously trying to tell their story. What collectively has led to this drop in border crossings?
Hi, Jeff. In sports media, people often talk about the commentator's curse, and I guess you can call this the reporter's curse. I was going to tell you that one of the factors at play here driving this sharp drop in illegal crossings along the border is the increase in temperatures here along the Arizona border and the sweltering heat. But the temperatures have dropped in recent hours because of this storm now that we just experienced here in Nogales, Arizona. That is one of the reasons that we have seen a dramatic drop in illegal crossings, the weather here along the border. But there are two other main reasons, Jeff. One is an aggressive crackdown by the Mexican government on the other side of this wall here in Nogales. The Mexican government has been stepping up deportations to southern Mexico and is also stopping more migrants from getting to the U.S. in the first place. And then the third reason is that executive action that you mentioned from President Biden. That has banned now most migrants from being able to request asylum here at the border, if they're not unaccompanied children and if they're not migrants who are able to get an appointment to be processed at official border crossings. Most migrants are now ineligible for asylum, and U.S. officials can more quickly deport them back to Mexico. So those are the three main reasons: the weather, this executive action on immigration, and the Mexican government's crackdown on migration.
Camilo, the ACLU and other groups, as you know, sued the Biden administration to stop these limits on asylum. Where does that case stand now?
That's right. The ACLU has sued in federal court over this action by President Biden, alleging that it is contrary to U.S. asylum law and that it places migrants in harm's way. They also argue that this policy is very similar and identical to a Trump-era restriction on asylum that also relied on the same legal authority. And the ACLU, Jeff, was actually successful in convincing federal courts at the time to block that policy by the Trump administration. And the lead attorney in this case tells me that he is also confident that he will prevail in court yet again. But the Biden administration would argue, Jeff, that they are acting within their own legal authorities and that they're also doing this, acting unilaterally at the border because Congress, as you know, has failed to act on this issue on immigration and border security in any significant way since the 1990s.
Camilo, before we let you go so you can dry off here, you also asked Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas about last week's arrest of 8 men who had ties to ISIS. How did he explain how they were allowed into the country?
That's right. This is a case, Jeff, that is causing some concern among law enforcement officials because of the vetting procedures here at the border and whether they are adequate enough to make sure that the U.S. can properly identify, detain, and stop people who may pose a threat to national security. I have to tell you, Jeff, right off the bat that most of the migrants that I've met here along the border are people who are looking for work, migrants who are hoping to reunite with their family members here in the U.S., or asylum seekers who are fleeing dangerous conditions. But some of these migrants are causing some concern for the Department of Homeland Security, including those 8 men from Tajikistan that you mentioned. They were originally released from border custody, we are told, because the Department of Homeland Security did not have any concerning or derogatory information on them at the time of their release. But subsequent to that, ICE did find out that there were some concerning, potentially terrorist-related concerns about them, and then they took them into custody. They are still right now in ICE detention, Mayorkas told us, and they're facing deportation to Tajikistan. But I do have to underscore that it is very difficult right now for the U.S. to send people back to this country in Central Asia. Just in fiscal year 2023, the U.S. only carried out 4 deportations to that country.
Wow. All right, Camilo Montoya-Galvez, thanks so much.